independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
Yeah. Groovy. All hip, all cool, all fine. Yeah, how are you? You good? All right, welcome. Welcome to the show. That's how it goes. All right. That's the show for today. See you tomorrow. Good morning, people of Earth. Good morning. Somebody just checked out and said, no way, I ain't watching this crap. It is Thursday, June 30th, 2022, the final day of Pride Month. Did you have a good Pride Month? Well, I'm going to end it tonight on Lori Green, who's written a book about drag queens, going to be on the Mind Dog TV podcast at 8 p.m. tonight. That's how I'll end Pride Month. I don't have any pride personally, and I'm not a big fan of pride, whether it's straight pride, gay pride, black pride, white pride, yellow pride, any pride, human pride. I think pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, isn't it? I don't know about that. I don't know about such things, but I do know that pride never really, it's not a really productive, constructive emotion to have. If I were in that community, the alphabet LBGD blah, 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 community, I'd find another way to express it. But that's just me. I'm all for equal rights for everybody. The word pride is a little weird for me. I'm not a big fan of pride. Pride before the fall. I know that. I try not to have pride. I really do. I know that sounds weird to a lot of people, but you have to remain humble and kind. You have to try to remain humble and kind. Find humility in everything. We're all far from perfect. So what the hell to be have to be prideful about? Anyway, that's how I'm ending my Pride Month, and just curious now. It comes up today because our buddy Joe Rogan, my pal, my good friend Joe Rogan, has seemingly endorsed, not officially endorsed, seemingly endorsed Ron DeSantis for president. Whatever you think of Ron DeSantis or Joe Rogan, this is going to be an interesting one for his listenership, for DeSantis' potential as a candidate. I think it does well for DeSantis. DeSantis is probably very happy today to hear Rogan seemingly endorsed him. But I don't think Joe's thinking this all the way through. It's amazing how somebody can go from Bernie Sanders to Ron DeSantis in 6 years. Because 6 years ago, Rogan was endorsing Bernie Sanders. I'm getting text messages from numbers I don't know. Rogan's biggest issue in the whole world, the most important issue, more than his children's lives, is weed. I've never, I say that sort of as a joke, but with a lot of seriousness to it. If you've ever watched his podcast, go watch the one where Steven Crowder is on. Steven Crowder is anti-weed, And as soon as he goes down that way, you'll see the most passionate Rogan you'll see on any of his podcasts. Anytime anybody challenges weed in any way, that's how you get Joe angry. DeSantis is a anti-weed guy. He's fought to keep weed criminal in Florida, not even decriminalized. Uh, so it's not going to be legal recreational there. Certainly not by 2024, next election. Um, so there's that. The most important issue that his most important issue. He doesn't see eye to eye with the guy he is endorsing at this point, or seeming to endorse. I want to keep saying seeming because he came out and said he would be a good president. He would be the best of the guys running or potential on the horizon right now. Joe should have stuck to really hosting a show about people eating bugs. He's not a very smart man, and I think even though he said that, he doesn't truly believe that, but he is. He's not a smart man. Um, and there are a host of other issues I could get into that seem to go against what Rogan's stated values and principles are that DeSantis is for. So why is it that what are the key things that make Joe think that DeSantis would be a good president? Well, he's standing up to the gay people, standing up to the woke people. And that's what Joe likes. That's what Joe likes about him. And he's a younger version of Trump. Now, where it might get interesting for Rogan, where he might lose a significant chunk of his audience, not that that would really affect him too much. I mean, when you have 11 million people and you can afford to lose 4 or 5 million people, I mean, daily, when you have 11 million people uh, watching, listening, tuning in somehow every single day, you can afford to lose 4 million of them, and it really won't affect your bottom line. It really won't. But a good chunk of that 11 million people are deep in Trump world right now. And DeSantis is not defending Trump. He's not endorsing Trump. He's trying to distance himself from Trump. And he's going to run as an alternate, or he wants to run as an alternate choice for the right wing rather than choose Trump. DeSantis has no criminal background, no accusations of rape, no connections to Jeffrey Epstein, although uh, Epstein had some Florida connections. They weren't through DeSantis. He didn't participate or endorse January 6th in any way. So he is positioning himself as bringing back the Republican Party to where it was pre-Trump. Joe's listeners are not going to be down with that because they're all still heavily QAnon Trumpers. A lot of Rogan's remaining audience as of this day are QAnon Trumpers, a huge segment of them. So it's not going to play well for him. Just interesting to watch. If if it came down to it, I don't know if he would when it comes down to choosing and actually endorsing Santos. I think he might punk out of it just for that reason. Like he knows his audience now, which is. But I think if somebody brings up to him the point, again, his mo. It seems weird that your number one concern in the world would be weed. Out of everything else that's going on in the world, what you look for in a president is his position on weed. But that's where Rogan is. And when he realizes that DeSantis would like to go back to the Nixon era with regards to weed, where you got 10 years for a quarter pound of weed, 10 years in jail for it, uh, or an ounce of weed, actually. It was an ounce of weed. An ounce of weed for personal use, we would get 10 years in jail for under Nixon. He wants to go back to that. When Joe finds out about that, he might change his mind a little bit, but we'll see. It's something to watch. I'm still not on Twitter. Uh, welcome back to civilization. Is that what you said? I'm still not on Twitter. Oh, he's saying welcome back. I thought you were talking about where. Oh, good morning, Kevin. When he says welcome back to civilization, I thought he was talking about the DeSantis wanting to lock people up for an ounce of weed for 10 years. That's civilization? No, he's talking to Kevin. Good morning, William. Good morning, Kevin. Yeah. So anyway, I'm still not back on Twitter for another 8 hours or so. Still in jail, and I kind of feel guilty. Uh, it's a weird thing. I see people posting stuff that I want to like just to give them some encouragement, saying, "Yeah, I like that." And what different, I know a lot of people don't. Some people do. Some people actually care how many likes they get, and to show, that somebody is supporting them on the same page as them. And I can't do that. That's one of the only frustrating things about not being on Twitter right now is I especially when I see people who seem to be calling out, not a cry for help, but just in a bad place and need some support, and you can't like it or comment to them and say, "Listen, I got your back. I'm with you. I don't want you to call whatever." Anything that you might need to say to somebody who needs support at the time. That's that's one of the only downsides of being locked up on Twitter. Otherwise, I'm pretty okay with it. Anyway, William Conway is going to be with us whenever he feels like being with us um, today. And I don't know what we're going to talk about. Maybe last Thursday, his show at the hall in ABQ uh, and all that stuff. Now, they're making a big deal over a couple of things with this January 6th thing the other day with Cassidy Hutchinson. She's standing by her testimony. A couple of people saying, and we got to be careful here because a couple of people are saying that Secret Service agents, the two Secret Service agents, the limo driver and Bobby Engel, are going to deny uh, her account under oath. But they haven't yet, and they haven't said anything publicly. This is it all came from an MSNBC reporter who said a source close to the Secret Service says that these guys are gonna deny it. So that's one thing. They haven't actually denied it. They haven't said a thing about it. There are, some people trying to play forensic detective and bringing up screenshots and blowing them up and say, "Look, his hands did look like you were going over the front seat." Pictures of the beast. All that stuff is really insignificant. What's significant is the things that Trump himself verified in his speech. She said that he was concerned about the crowd size and wanted the metal detectors taken down, knowing full well those guys had guns and other weapons. He wanted them let in anyway. They're not here to hurt me. And in Trump's speech, he verified that. He absolutely said, if you watch his speech, he's asking them, Secret Service, can you please let those people in? He's talking about he's exaggerating the crowd size. They can't see it in this shot, but there are hundreds of thousands of people back there. There weren't hundreds of thousands of people back there, but he's telling the Secret Service, he's verifying exactly what she said on their oath. The most important stuff she said on their oath. The stuff about the car. And here's the other thing. If you're shocked about ketchup on the walls or him trying to grab a steering wheel, you're not paying attention to who Donald Trump really is. This is a guy, his ex-wife, mother of his children, said in under oath in their divorce testimony, their divorce case, under oath, she said that he was so upset about his hair plugs not looking the way he wanted them to that he grabbed her, bashed her head against the wall, and ripped her hair out by his bare hands and then raped her. Said that under oath. If you don't think this is a guy capable of uncontrollable rage, you have not paid attention to baby Trump ever in your life. You don't know the man. He's a complete stranger to you. So that to act like all grabbing the wheel is totally out of character. Are you fucking kidding me? The guy the guy bashed his wife's head into a wall, ripped her hair out with his bare hands, and then raped her because she recommended the doctor who did the hair plugs on him, and he didn't like the way they looked. That's all I'm gonna say about that. The other part of the stuff they're really getting ridiculously minutia about is who wrote the note that Liz Cheney showed on uh, Tuesday. Forgetting what day is the was it Tuesday? Might have been, yeah, Tuesday. Anyway, that's a really easy thing to ascertain. Now, the lawyer Eric Hirschman, I believe his name is, or Cassidy Hutchinson said under oath that she wrote the note. In previous testimonies, the lawyer Eric Hirschman, I believe his name is, said that he wrote the note. That's a really easy thing to figure out, folks. I mean, this is pretty much a science. Let me see your previous, don't give me new handwriting samples that you're going to try to mock what that note looks like. Let me see your handwriting. Let me see other stuff you've written. Get the two of them, and then we'll find out who wrote the fucking notes. And again, it's not a significant point. They want to throw out all the baby with the bathwater there on that whole testimony. She's standing by it. She still claims she wrote the note. I think somebody and her lawyer is saying that as well. We can find that out. I don't think she was committing perjury there. I really don't. Uh, so anyway, good morning, Kelly. Let me see what some of these comments are in the chat room. Put on my headphones and charge when they hit the road. Oh, he's talking about it. Kevin's talking about his road trip all the way up. I didn't realize how short a drive it is from Oklahoma to Michigan. In that part, I know Kevin's probably saying, "Short drive, fuck you! It took me hours to get it." It's just shorter than I imagined it to be. 'Cause every time I think about interstate driving, my God, to drive to Chicago from here is 18 hours. 18 hours on a good day, no traffic. Going back to the woods, civilization sucks. uh, I'm in the woods. Sucks here too. just to let you know, I'm in the woods. Damn good coffee this morning. Still haven't got the check from our previous sponsor, so I'm not mentioning who makes the coffee, but it's damn good. uh, Kevin says anything to discredit her. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's exactly what they're playing. I mean, they're trying to. Oh, she got the time of day wrong. Everything must be wrong. And again, I'm going to be a broken record about this. Anybody who thinks it's out of character or is surprised that Donald Trump could throw a fucking bottle of ketchup against the wall, and that could be verified too. I mean, we have other people. She said she wasn't the only one. She was helping housekeeping clean up the ketchup on the wall. That can be verified. We can bring in the White House housekeepers to testify about how many times he threw fucking ketchup against the wall. If you think that's out of character with that fucking maniac, you're just plain stupid. I'm sorry. And if you think grabbing the wheel is out of character, for a guy like that. You're also just not paying attention, or you're just plain stupid. I'm sorry to be so insulting and condescending, but really, it's time to fucking put the Kool-Aid down and realize what Donald Trump is. He's a self-centered. He doesn't give a fuck about you. Never did. He would spit on you if he ever saw you. Just try to go to Mar-a-Lago and just request. I want to meet the president, ex-president. I want to just shake his hand, get an autograph. Tell him you want to play golf with him. He will fucking throw feces at you like Larry. What the hell was that guy's name? They fucking locked him up. He was throwing feces at the guard. That's Donald Trump. It always has been. He don't fucking give a fuck about you. You don't care about America. He cares about Donald Trump. He doesn't even care about his own children, his wife, anything. He cares about himself. It's all about him. Anyway, hopefully he'll be gone soon. And when I mean gone, I mean gone. Uh, but that's a whole other thing. Now, what else? What else is there to talk about while I wait for Kiera and William to join me today? Get off of those fucking politics and nonsense. But that's what is dominating all the chit chat bullshit stuff. I'm noticing Facebook. Maybe it's just my Facebook. Maybe I did something. But I get no political bullshit on Facebook anymore, and that's a good thing compared to Twitter, where all my stuff is. I mean, I went on Twitter just to find comedians. Generally, that's why I got on Twitter. I mean, I've had a Twitter account since 2009. We used to use it to promote the Rockin' 45s, but that account got banned for life. And so I wasn't on there for years. And when I got back on there, it was all about trying to connect with comedians. And for some reason, a lot of comedians, a lot of comedians that I follow are very political people. Um, Very politically active, very politically conscious. Uh, so I guess that's probably why. But my Facebook feed is nothing but food pics, cat pics, dog pics, music, stupid stuff, stupid jokes, really stupid jokes and silliness and that kind of stuff. So, uh, talked to Mikey last night. Last night I had a show with Craig Mitchell, off the cuff, healthy cooking, and Mikey. It's interesting, Mike. What is a terrible show to one person is a great show to another person. Uh, to me, it just felt like hanging out. Like it wasn't really a show. We talked a little bit about Craig relaunching his show because he's been on so many different networks, and you know these digital networks come and go. And now he's relaunching the show again. We talked about that for about 20 minutes. And then the rest of the time, it was just a couple of dudes hanging out bullshitting. We ended up talking about the Mets for a half an hour. And Mikey said that was a great show. But then I had a call with him after the show. And we were talking about some of the things that I was talking about yesterday about the pictures a photographer took for us at our latest gig and how the guy seems to go out of his way. The guy, this is a professional photographer. And listen, he did this stuff for us for free. So on that level, I think we got what we paid for. But this is the second or third time the guy's done pictures for us, and it makes everybody except me, because I'm ugly to begin with. It makes everybody look uglier, except me again, because you can't make me look any uglier. I am as ugly as I can be right from the start. So you add different filters, whatever you put on there. I'm still going to look as ugly as I start out. It can't get any worse. I am the rock bottom of ugliness. But so I was talking about that with Kiara yesterday, and she's like, "Let me see them." I can't show them on the podcast uh, because he gave me a whole list of rules about copyrights and things we have to put in captions every time we use it and put a watermark on it with it. Like he should have put his own damn watermark on the damn things. So I couldn't show them. But I sent her the photos and she wrote, I look like an old ugly witch. Yeah, yeah, you do. Uh, but it's not you. It's the photos. And then when I talked to Mikey last night, I he said, "Did you get those photos?" I said, "Yeah, man, fucking terrible. They're awful." And he laughed. He said, "Good. I'm glad to hear you said that. I thought it was just me." I said, "No, the guy. He either has something wrong with his eye that he thinks those are the best shots. Shot selection, texture use, lighting, all of it is the absolute worst. Like, if you hired him to do wedding pictures and they came back like that, the bride's family would have him killed. I mean, really, and I'm dying to show because Kira sent me one like a picture of her. She goes, "This is a picture of me from my nightmares." I could see it. Uh, so we can't use the pictures. I'll never use them. I don't have to worry about putting any watermarks on them because I'll never publish them anywhere. And I hate to be mean like that because the guy, he's a pro. He's a professional photographer. This is what he does. And I hate to bash somebody's art, but what the fuck is in your eye, man? I'm sorry. I feel terrible saying that, but I'm laughing at the same time, so I can't feel that bad. Anyway, looks like William's back there in a blur of Albuquerque, uh, something. It's monsoon time. How you doing, man?
What up, homie?
What do you got there? What kind of shirt is that? This is just a checkered shirt. I can't see. Are you trying to be like
I
me?
mean, I mean, kind of like a plaid, I guess. I don't
All
know.
right. I thought you were trying to be me because, listen, there's only one me. Okay, with
Dude,
this,
there's only one you. There's
there.
only one.
How did the thing go at the hall last week?
Dude, it was awesome. So my kid's 21st birthday was a whole lot of fun. He passed out so hard that he passed out with his hand in the chip bag. I put it on Facebook and everything. I was like, he had chips on his chest.
I
I'm
didn't see
like,
that. I gotta go look for that.
yeah, yeah. I put it in 3D even. Yeah. But it was a really good time, and I sang a whole bunch. Me and Kevin Kennedy, who is the host, he's the one who hosts karaoke. He's a really good guy, and dude, we harmonized so well. We actually got down on a couple songs together. Even I think we did "Neon Moon" together by Brooks and Dunn, and I can't remember what else we did.
Wow.
Um, and then I did a whole bunch of individual songs. And then like I got the video from you, and so I was trying to share that at the same time. Like, dude, it was a crazy night.
Wow. Yeah,
Is
that's
that
cool.
video from you?
Yeah.
Right? I think so.
Um, you sent me a couple of songs to try to put music to. Now, I have to say, I'm impressed with the songwriting, the ability to kind of put that together, the ideas together without having any music there.
Right.
And your pitch is really, really good. I mean, you're in the key of G throughout, and I could tell exactly your pitch is right on, and I'm measuring it because I put it through a pitch measure, and you're right on key in the key of G with both songs throughout, which is really difficult to do a cappella when you don't have any instruments in there. So I'm thinking you might have perfect pitch at some on some level with this, but it's a really difficult challenge to try. Well, because meter wise and timing wise and harmonic wise, I'm not sure where to go off of the three main chords in the key of G would be G, C, and D. But if you wanted to go to like a minor thing, sometimes you could go to a minor, but I don't know where that fits in. The best way to do that is collaborating in the same room. It makes it a lot easier. So I can say, "Do you want to go here? Do you want to go there?" You know, feeling the chords out. It's
The
a really
reason I
go ahead.
think the reason I think that the pitch is so on throughout is that I hear it in my head. Like even though there's no music or whatever, like there is in my head. Like
Right.
there's
No, I get that. Yeah.
but I don't know how to produce that. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But
So I
but
get it. I get it.
yeah, and
But so in order for that to make it work, I think we either have to have like a live Zoom call where we collaborate back and like I say, do you want to go here on that part and do you want to go there on that part, that kind of thing, or um, maybe at some point I don't know because I am thinking about going down to New Mexico and visit my buddy Lou. Maybe we get together actually in a live room and bang them out. I could send you some chord structure type things that go along with that, and you could try to pick it out. But I think that would be an endless back and forth. I don't know. Well, but I'm not giving up on it. It's just a real challenge, and having the same challenge with working with remotely with putting songs together with Kiera too. It's something where I think you really need to either be in the same room or be able to at least have something like this
Yeah,
going
no,
on when you're doing it.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I totally get that because without being able to communicate directly, it's because like I said, there's definitely things that I feel like I know it sounds this way or it would go this direct. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And and I did a little bit of that in prison. I wrote a couple songs for the church when I was in prison, and it was me and one of the guys from the praise band just sat down and like banged it out, you know. Like I
right.
would sing for him and he would ask me questions. So yeah, I definitely get the process. I've been through it once or twice. However, I mean, you're like this is old hat for you.
Know what? I what we're talking about, this kind of collaboration, is a whole different ball game. I mean, because working again, if you collaborating with somebody, generally you're working in the same room, or at least know the structure that you want to work around um, together. I have in the about 10 years ago, there was a young singer who I worked with who came to my house and he was just singing a cappella stuff. I was recording him. I got hours and hours of him singing a cappella stuff. And it was just a act in frustration because I could not find any key. I couldn't find out what key he was in. After the
Yeah.
time, it was just like really frustrating. So I never did anything with that. Almost every time I've ever collaborated with somebody on music, it was together. We sat down together and said, so I could sit with a guitar and say, "You want me to go here? No, you want me to go here? Okay." That kind of thing. Um, Kiara's here. Let me bring her into the
Yay,
conversation, and we,
Kiera.
we could like say mean things about her and just make her feel really awful. Good morning, Kiara.
Good morning.
William was just wanting to say awful
Good
things
morning,
about you, but I
William.
tried to stop him. He just wanted. He said, "Let's bring Kiara in here. We can rant on her and make fun of her." And I said, "No, not Kiara, not my Kiara. I'm very protective of you. You believe that?
No,
Of course not. It's not
I
true.
don't believe that.
It's not
That's
true.
not true.
Actually, the other way around. I want to make fun of you and just say bad things about you." And William was like, "Stand up. Don't do that, dog." He said, "Don't be mean to her. She's a nice person." I said, "No, you don't know
Thank
her.
you.
She's a witch from your nightmares."
Well, according to those pictures, I was a witch.
I know. I was talking about the pictures just before. Because Mikey called after my show last night, and he said, "Did you get those pictures?" I said, "Yeah, man, awful." He goes, and he started laughing. He said, "I'm glad you said that. I thought it was just me." He's like, and I was
Oh,
talking about
okay.
the lizard skin effect or whatever it's not a filter. I think that's the way he sees the world because he has pictures on Facebook of his mother I was just seeing, and they do the same thing. Like that's your mom. You're making her look like that. Like I think that's the way he thinks that's a good look.
He made us look 25 years older and covered in soot. We look like we were like chimney dwellers who came out to play
Yeah.
and then go back up the chimney. It's weird.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
But
terrible.
there was a couple I found that I didn't look so horrible in, that
But the
my eyes
bird
weren't
looks good,
closed.
right? Am I right?
The bird looked excellent. The bird looked excellent. Yeah.
William, you get a haircut or something?
Yeah, nice haircut.
Oh no, I just cut my hair. I think I've always wear.
Oh, you just fucked up your sound totally. Maybe got your hand over the mic.
You said my sound is.
Yeah, you know your sound is just broken completely. I go. That's what it sounds like.
What?
That's what he sounds like. Yeah, no, maybe no, it's no good. Maybe you want to go out and come back in or reset. I don't know, something. Anyway, we'll try to carry on while you see if we can figure that out.
Carry on my wayward son.
Really?
Sorry. No.
I want to grab the guitar and see if you were in key with that, because that's. I think you were like 3 steps high on that.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't trying.
I know you seem a little tired. Are you tired?
I feel like I rolled around in like a wave. I don't know. That's how I feel. You know, like when you get caught in a wave in the ocean and then you come back up and you're like,
Never happened to me.
whoa.
Never happened to me. I never got caught in a
all
wave
right.
in the ocean.
Well, that's how I feel. The
Yeah.
kids didn't go to bed last night till late, and then they just kept waking up.
Mike says, "Can we see them, please?" Mike, you know what? If you haven't, send me your email. I do have your email address. I'll send you. No, I can't show them online. He gave me a bunch of rules that say I'm going to be breaking copyright laws if I don't put like watermarks on them and I'll give all the credits in all the right places and say all the right things. So I can't use them on the podcast and show them here.
We've been saying all the wrong things.
No, he means. I mean, giving legal credit to who took the pictures. I mean, I'm allowed to say that's a terrible picture. You can't sue me for saying that.
I would,
and I feel
so.
bad because we didn't pay for the stuff. The guy did it for free. Huh?
No, can't hear you.
No,
it's like muffled.
It was low when we first started talking, but now it's gone totally into the realm of microphone not working.
What if I put my glasses on?
I'm gonna go and come back.
Okay, that was a little better when you just said that, actually. But do that.
Distant.
Go and come back.
Okay.
All right.
I don't like these glasses. These are old, but then I can't see today.
No, I like that look. I'm looking for a book on proctology. Can you point me to the proctology books?
Oh, the proctology books. Yes, they're in aisle 7. I just keep going.
Well, I used to call Luxor and get the switchboard operator and tell us, and the girl was so fucking dumb. I used to say I was Mikey's proctologist, and I really had some important information about his rectum. He's got some problems, but we'll need to look into it. And she would call him on the on the intercom. Mike, your doctor is on the line, Doctor Hyman or whatever. All the time. Is it that better?
Do I sound good?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Whoa.
Much better.
I mean, it's a little better. I mean, you sound like a big bear now.
Yeah, you sound like you sound like you're ready to sing Bare Necessities.
I am there on Twitch, so I mean,
yeah. Give me a little.
Wow.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife.
2 steps too low.
No, that's flat. Right on.
No, it's not.
Don't
Look
mess
for
with
the
me.
bare necessities, the simple. See, you got it like a little higher. You know.
I can't play that because Disney would sue me if I play that right now, just to show that I know that.
The bands that I used to be in, we used to play the monkey song that Louis Prima sang. I want to be like you.
I want to be like you.
Ooh, ooh. Yeah, we used to sing that. That was fun.
Then you could be human too.
You know, here's something odd about me is that I didn't really get to watch Disney stuff or kids stuff until I was like old enough to like start babysitting, and then I watched it because I was playing it for the kids I babysat for, and because like that kind of stuff wasn't watched in my house. Like the television was not for the children in my house.
Right.
So
Right.
like
I was just thinking of an ad I could place in the paper. Babysitter wanted, looking for somebody who has done at least 10 years in prison. You know, that
I
kind
mean, I'm talking about when I was a teenager babysitting.
okay. All right.
I'm
No,
saying that I never
no,
got to watch these things until I became like started babysitting, and then I got to see kids stuff because I wasn't familiar with that stuff. Like I never watched Fantasia or any of that stuff.
I don't even know what
Oh,
Fantasia is.
my grandmother, she only had Fantasia, Peter Pan, and like Welcome to Disney World. So yeah, Fantasia, deep, deep,
I think
deep memories there.
I don't. To this day, I don't know what that is. Fantasia. I
I
don't know
think
what.
the only thing I ever saw Fantasia is like it's a Mickey Mouse thing. It's a big Disney movie. It's like
Hmm.
this crying out loud. Really, when you think about it.
Wow.
I mean, I bet you really that's kind of where
Oh,
it's the kind of stuff they
oh.
use. Every once in a blue moon, we might watch the Disney special that was on Sunday night.
Oh,
Like,
that wasn't a special. It was the Wonderful World of Disney every Sunday night. It was on after Wild Kingdom.
right.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, they still had that when you were a kid? That's really weird.
I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I was
Yeah.
born.
I was thinking that was more of a 60s and 70s thing, though, because I could have sworn that was off the air by the time I was a teenager. Or maybe it's just because I was out getting stoned and on
Right.
Sunday night.
Other stuff by then. Yeah. Right. We,
Uh,
we,
yeah, somebody's saying your audio is really bad. I'm not hearing it that way. We're here. Kira, you're hearing them okay now, right?
No, it's bad.
It is bad. I'm hearing
Yeah,
them fine.
I don't know what to
it
know.
it sounds like you're in a bowl. I mean, like I could hear you a little better, but it's like you're in a bowl
A
of
bowl, a bowl,
confusion.
a bowl of
Yeah.
confusion. It's ball of confusion.
Is this
I'm
any
saying
better?
a bowl. I'm saying like his head's in a bowl.
What about now?
It's
Okay.
muffled. It's muffled.
Oh my God.
I'm hearing it fine. That's really weird.
Oh, you're
Right.
hearing it like crystal clear?
Yeah. Well, not crystal clear, but I mean, like I would hear anybody on like a phone line or any of that kind of stuff. Right off the
Yeah, it
same, not
almost sounds like
not bad, terrible.
oh, not bad, terrible. Oh.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's it's coherent. Is that the word? I think
Coherent? No,
you could
no.
hear a little.
Really how I'm described. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Uh, so what is the situation there? Are you still having floods? Are you still worried about floods, or has the monsoon kind of?
Okay, so it has subsided for the last couple days. We are pretty dry. We have a huge Fourth of July event happening here because I'm groundskeeper for the Grants Rodeo Grounds, and we have a huge event this Fourth of July going on, and I'm we're dry. We're dry right now, but rain might happen on Saturday, so we're praying.
Really? Wow.
Like it,
No, we're gonna get rained out on Saturday too.
yeah.
There's a 60% chance that Kiara might get struck by lightning if we play the gig on Saturday.
You'd be like
So
Ed,
Yeah.
outdoors.
yeah,
Why can't he just have us inside?
call
That's
him
a
up
good
and say
idea.
that. Call him up and say that.
Ooh,
He
I didn't
won't.
think of
No,
that.
no. It's a
Why?
pool
We can't.
party. Come on, come on.
Well, his house is enormous. We could just go in that big ballroom and.
He does have a stage area that he had a winter party. I don't know if it was a Christmas party, New Year's, or something, but he had a band inside the house. But that's not what he wants to do this time of year. No, what's going to happen is we'll get rained out, and because we have some bullshit thing on Sunday, he's gonna get a different band to play on
I'm
Sunday, and
still going. I'm still going. I
you're not
count
invited.
being in the band as an invite.
You're not
Oh,
invited.
oh, he left. All right.
Yeah,
Bye, William.
yeah.
No. Hey, if he wants me to play for his party, that's an invite for me. I'm going. I'm showing up on
You're not
Sunday.
invited. No, you're
I
not
I
invited. You're not invited for the rescheduling if it happens on.
yes, I am.
Um,
Richie, I'm inviting myself.
no,
I
you're not.
deserve some invites because,
Some
you know,
invites. Now you
yeah,
want more than just one.
more than just one. I want to bring the whole crew. Yeah.
I thought you had no friends.
All right. Nobody needs to know that, Matt. But
Oh,
you know.
Oh
Oh my gosh. It sounds like amplified, like Sasquatch.
It's
This is what you sound
amplified
like.
Sasquatch.
You
That's what
sound
you
like.
sound like, William.
I'm
Wait, where's
sorry.
my microphone? Like that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. Maybe overmodulating, but it's not for me. That's really weird. That's very fucking weird because I'm hearing
You're
them okay. Not
overmodulated.
hearing them terrible. I mean, it could be better, but it's not. It's not terrible. Anyway, so William had this thing last Thursday night. It went really well. He was singing a bunch.
Karaoke.
Yeah.
Karaoke.
I was saying that in my sleep. Karaoke.
Really?
Karaoke. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a big thing. Do they not do that in New York?
Do I
Karaoke.
live in?
It's,
Oh, do we
it's
have it? No, we don't have it. Oh,
a huge
just one.
thing here. Like when I moved here to New Mexico, like it seems like almost every because there's like Albuquerque's a little bit strange. It's got like its comedy scene like broken up into like 4 or 5 different parts that don't really intermix a whole lot. But every one of them has this karaoke stuff going on.
Yeah, that's really weird. Maybe I'm just out of touch with it because I wouldn't pay attention to regular karaoke stuff. I would just I walk right past it and don't see it. See a sign that says karaoke, don't pay attention to it. Never been a fan of karaoke. What are you eating?
What?
I can't talk right now.
I bought these cookies.
Yes.
So it's like a big jar of mini cookies
Uh-huh.
from Trader Joe's, and they're really small and they like potato chips. And last night I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning to find an article, but I was half asleep and I vaguely remember just sitting there on the couch just eating like 20 cookies. And so
Wow.
I saw the cookies and Matt tried to steal them. He tried to take them away. He tried to like portion control me. And I was like, no, I said, give me some. So he gave me one just now. And I said, no, I want the whole damn jar. I'm a grown woman. I can eat as many cookies as I want. And he said, it's not food. And I said, it's nourishment. Let's see.
Whoa.
Let's see. There's 2 grams of protein, 1.3 milligrams of iron, and there's some potassium. So it's nourishment.
You know,
Go
this
ahead.
reminds me of how Bill Cosby justified giving his kids chocolate cake for birthday.
I love that. There's milk. There's eggs. That is
You
great.
know, he
They give
did
me a
that.
chocolate cake.
He did that whole bit. He did that. He did that whole bit with a girl drugged up that he was going to rape behind the curtain.
No. Are you serious?
I'm lying.
Oh.
I'm lying.
No, you know why it took so long to catch him for what he did is
Why?
because, well, they say the proof is in the pudding, and all this time we were eating.
Stop. Wait. I got mid-chew here. Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, what's alarming here, or not alarming, but I have to get to the bottom of this, is Matt controlling you? Is he?
Oh, Matt. Other Matt wants to know. I just call you Guitar Matt in this house. That's what you're known
Guitar
as.
Matt.
Guitar Matt wants to know if you're controlling me. Yeah. You know, he's not answering, but
Putting you under the thumb.
It says, "Yo, Conway, you need to clean the pudding off your mic." This is Mulkey Comedy saying
I
that.
mean,
Mulkey?
I don't.
Maybe put it
Mulkey.
further away. How about that? Get just or you or
I think it's one of these.
oh well, just use the normal audio. Take the mic all the way out and just.
That's when it got really bad.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, hang on.
Maybe there's a level control that it's overmodulating for. Anyway, no.
Say something now.
Is that good?
That's lower, but I think it's not overmodulating.
That's
Kiara,
all right.
can you hear him?
Oh.
Are we
Say
good
something
now?
else. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit clearer.
Okay.
You're not in a bowl. You're not bowl head today. Yeah.
This has been frustrating.
Head in a bowl. That's
No,
a little better.
That is better.
Wow. So is the AirPods.
So
see, I have wires. See, look, I'm old school.
He's got
and
wires. Oh no, he doesn't have wires.
I've got, and then I have this little mic here, so I could, talk into the mic like this.
Is that what you do for the 900 number job you have?
Yeah, and then I have like some fetish people that like me to chew. Do you ever see those YouTube videos? Like my daughters watch them sometimes, where the people just eat into the mic and like get billions of views. For some reason.
Yeah, no, my wife watches that ASMR stuff all the time.
Me too. But
ASMR.
Tell me if this gives you ASMR. It's like, when someone has a soothing voice and it kind of like tingles your head. It's like, ooh.
Right.
Like, so it's called ASMR apparently. But
what does it stand for?
Well, I just put a cookie in my mouth to prove my point. I'll have to put another cookie in my mouth. ASMR stands for like
audio sucks, man. Really.
Something like that.
Wait, I'm curious now.
But it's like it's a lot of like overstimulation. You know what I mean? Like they're doing a lot of things to the microphone. Like they'll put a fuzzy thing on the microphone, but then touch the crap out of it to make and then some of them will take their fingernail and scratch across the top.
Look it up right now.
No, somebody has it. Mulkey Comedy has audio sensory meridian response.
You took my
So anyway, my wife loves this stuff. And like she used to like play it just without headphones or whatever. Like we'd be laying in bed next to each other. I'll be, playing on my phone and she's listening to this ASMR. And I'm like, babe, you need to use headphones, please. And she's like, why? I'm like, because that's going to be the reason I kill you.
Yeah, just some girl like tapping with her nails.
Like, don't disturb what's in me with that stuff. You know what I mean?
Now,
it's a relaxing.
An official? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Talk.
It's a relaxing, often sedative. Oh my gosh, help me. Sedative sensation that begins on the scalp and moves down the body, also known as brain massage. See, look. It's triggered by placid sights and sounds such as whispers, accents, and crackles. So does this trigger? Right. Okay.
That sounds like the people who get off on balloons.
Right. Yeah, like squeaking a balloon or whatever. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing.
Is it doing it?
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
And I find that totally annoying. I would choke the shit out of somebody doing that.
Right. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I lost my shit. I was like, baby, I love you, but you need to put headphones on. Like,
now, is that a recognized legal justification for murder?
Huh?
Probably not. Probably not.
No, I mean, I know growing up I had less tolerance for that. When I was a young man, I mean, that shit would make me in a rage. Anybody who like chewed too loudly or, any of those mouth noises would drive me insane.
I told you I have a deviated septum, so I have to chew with my mouth
I have a
open.
deviated septum.
Do you really? You do
Yeah.
too? You
Yes,
know what
I
I
do.
just realized though? That you can only breathe out of one nostril at a time.
Yes.
So maybe I never had a deviated septum.
No, I definitely do.
Look.
I breathe out of both nostrils.
Oh, you're a double nostril breather? Then
Oh
you're
yeah.
like some kind of like Aryan race.
He is.
You know, like
He-
you
I
just
mean, look at what it's
let me
got to
see.
go in there.
Let,
Though, you know, it's like,
ooh.
He comes from
Okay,
Planet
so
Dakota.
yeah.
okay. No, I only breathe from my right nostril.
They had the planet he comes from. People turn into huge rocks.
Right.
Up on,
I mean, I don't know if you've never noticed I got like this Cro-Magnon man bump. I'm only like the second or third generation of standing up straight.
Oh,
I have a
congratulations.
Spock ear. I have one of my ears is pointy. I forget which one it is. It's
Oh,
this one.
really?
Pointy
Mr.
ear.
Spock.
You can't see it on this,
Mm,
but it's really pointy.
mm.
Um,
Maybe you're
but
like an elf. That's what you are. You're an elf.
I'm too tall to be an elf.
Yeah, definitely too tall.
No, there's definitely some tall elves. You
Well,
know,
like who?
like there's
Will
the little
Ferrell?
ones that deliver the present. Yeah, there's little ones that deliver the presents, and then there's the ones behind them, like just in case and any
Fucking him
kids
in the
come.
ass. I don't
No,
know
no, this is.
why.
I'm trying to clean up my act, Matt.
I know, and I'm trying to drag you back down in the gutter.
I won't be dragged anymore.
Where it belongs.
From this day forward, I am cleaning up my act.
Really?
No more poo-poo talk for me on air.
Oh, well, Craig, who was
He
on
said,
the
"Oh,
program last night, he's a gay fella. He's a gay fella, and
okay."
he was talking about
Oh,
anytime he says anything, his straight friends repel, like you're getting too graphic. All he said was something about he met somebody and they got intimate, and his friends were like, "Hey, man, we don't need you to get all graphic and stuff." He said, "Graphic? All I said was we got intimate. Well, you guys talk about real
Right.
details. Straight people talk about real details all the time, and I don't repel and say that's too graphic for me. All I said was I met somebody and we were intimate. And you guys are like freaking out." I said, there's two rules. Straight people don't. First of all, you can't. A gay person cannot tell me I'm attractive without me freaking out. It's not because I feel threatened by it. It it makes me insecure. Like why do old women, really old women, women in their 80s and 90s, and gay guys find me attractive like catnip,
I feel the
but
same way,
young
Matt,
hot
but
women
opposite.
don't even notice
I
me.
feel the same way. It's always like the weirdos in the shadows, and really old men, and then lesbians. I get along with lesbians so well. I had one
No, you
lady,
are a
George.
lesbian's wet dream, definitely.
No, but listen to this. This one lady, Georgia, that I used to work with, she would like protect me, you know. And one day I was like, "Are you hitting on me?" She goes, "You're not my type. You're too skinny." And I was like offended. I was like, "Wait a minute.
Right.
Why don't you like me?" Even though I'm not a lesbian, but I was like, "Wait, that's not fair." Hey.
I mean, I'm I I remember the last time I went to a drag show, how depressed I was that no one offered to buy me a drink there. I was like,
Oh.
that's some bullshit. I was like, 10 years
Oh
ago, you
man.
fuckers were all over me.
Oh man.
Now, I'm glad you brought up the word drag because it allows me to segue into this because I wanted to talk to Kiara about this. Well, first of all, this is Pride Month. And I'm not a
Oh,
Pride guy.
stop it.
I
It's
was talking about
June,
that, right?
please.
But I'm not big on Pride. I don't
I'm
think
not either. Keep
it's
it to
one of the seven
yourself.
deadly sins, right? And so I'm not big on pride. I'm all for equal rights. Tonight I have a lady on who's written a book about drag queens, but this is what I don't think you realize. Richie's party, the party that you want to play inside. Do you realize that Richie is a drag queen?
You told me that, and I don't believe it. He
No,
always
I have pictures. You know what? While we're talking, I'll see if I can find some. But no, he does the Miss Fire Island contest every Labor Day
is he
weekend.
gay?
I don't think
Because
so.
he always
that's
has a
not a
woman with him.
prerequisite, you know.
I don't think
I
so.
know.
I don't
Well,
think
I
he's
thought
gay.
it was. I thought you naturally were
No.
gay if you were a drag queen.
No, drag is different from being trans. Drag
Yeah.
is guys who just
Oh,
dress up
oh my
and
gosh!
but they go over really flamboyant. Like
Right.
they
Yeah. And yeah, it's
But I think
usually
you would
about the
have to be.
performance. You
If
know what I mean?
I
yeah.
think you would have to be gay though, because if I were on a date with you and it was going well, and then you told me you dressed like a woman, that would be a
Either
turn
you
off for
have
I
to be
me.
mean,
gay or very secure in your manliness.
yeah. No, I've known cross dressers that were not gay
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't think Richie is. I really don't think he has lots of girlfriends all the time. He just likes it, and he's 6'7" or whatever he is, and so
Yeah,
when you put him in 6-inch heels, he's like 7'4" or whatever he is. He's
You
yeah.
crazy.
know, there's a comedian in the Midwest. I think she lives in Minnesota, but goes by Large Marge. And I don't know what their sexual orientation is, but I know that it's but I mean and it's a big dude. It's a big corn-fed Midwest dude that is cross-dressed and goes by the name Large Marge. And she's really funny. She's
Yeah.
really, really funny, to be honest with you.
We like to play the game. What is it? Like when we see someone, we're like, "What is it? Man, woman?" Like, sometimes we're like, we don't know. But
Androgyny.
there are some, yeah, trans. No, not trans. No, sorry, cross-dressing men that really look like beautiful women. And we used to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, and my mom and I would be like, ugh, like we would just feel so insecure because they would just like work it, and they were like these look like beautiful women, and we were like in our pajamas with the bun on top of our heads eating ice cream. Like, oh man, I wish I could look like that.
Monkey
You
guy,
know,
I guess this is addressed at me. You sound like Stern and look like the producer for the Bang Bus. I don't know who the producer for the Bang Bus is. The Stern stuff kind of hurts. It kind of hurt before it for a reason, because when I got banned from AM radio in Long Island, New York, I got banned. The program director called me a Stern wannabe. That was 1990. Called me a Stern wannabe, and that still stings.
ouch.
I was just thinking about him last night because I want to look him up and just yell at him.
Hey Matt,
'Cause
did you know that cross-dressers don't have to be gay? Did you know that?
What?
Did you know? Like, would you
They
cross-dress?
don't
Like, if you
have
were,
to be. Nobody
would
has
you?
to be. It's not like,
I
oh, wait a minute. If you dress up, you must be
Well,
gay.
he's saying like
Let's
there's some
code that into law.
Okay.
straight cross-dressers. Would you wear my clothes if you were like alone in the house? Would you ever wear my clothes? Just like put on my shoes and like dance around? He
And
said,
if so,
"Sorry,
can
no."
we do it right now?
Oh.
Can you do it on camera
Oh,
today?
Matt says, "If so, can you do it right now?" Because for the ratings, Matt, if you want to just put on my thong,
For
and
the ratings. Yes.
huh?
Yes.
He will?
Oh, he said, "I thought you were upping your game." Let me try and clean up. Excuse me.
You are, but I'm not. I made no such commitment to try to clean up my act. I have no plans
Wait, it
on
was
doing
just a
that.
question. I didn't say anything bad.
Right, you didn't.
First, it was
You know,
one cookie, and then it was like, keep it clean. And now he's
Does
giving
he
me a look.
does he totally control your diet? No, you can't hear me. Put your ear thing back in. You,
Wow. I just
what?
got yelled at. I just got yelled at.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah. He said, first one cookie. Wait, I can't. I have like amnesia. What'd you say? First one cookie, then can you put my thong on and prance around in front of the camera? He said it's a little extreme. All right, I apologize.
He's not really mad. You
He's
can't
mad.
really be mad at that. If he's mad at that, then he needs to really dress up. Get in touch with his feminine side, because
yeah,
that
You need to
it'll
get in
help.
touch with your feminine side.
It'll help de-stress him.
He left. No, he's but no, he's not mad. But what he is very in touch with his feminine side, but in not in like a drag way.
right.
Like he's just like very comfortable in his sexuality and self. So when we want to like when I go to try on shoes, Like he'll be like, "Ooh, not those." Like he helps me, and I love that. I love
Oh, I'm
that
a
he can
great
help me.
shopping companion.
Yeah, I love it. I
Not
love
me.
like
Yeah,
Not me.
I know you
yeah.
wouldn't be. I could tell. You just sit there like, "Come on, enough. Let's go home." But
Oh,
if I'm in
I
TJ
think he was
Maxx,
talking about you. You make Stern look like a hetero crossdresser of you, not
me?
me. Yes, you're
Okay,
the
I
Howard
look like
Sterner.
Howard Stern.
No, no, you sound like Stern. Like
I sound like Stern.
that's what it was. I guess that's what Matt was so upset about because you were doing a little bit of Stern radio. I feel better now that he's accusing you of being a Stern wannabe than rather than me being a Stern wannabe.
I do look like Stern with the hair, right? Someone said I look like Geddy Lee when I put on
It's
my
not the
round
look;
glasses.
it's what you were talking about. You're
What was I
bigoted
talking
stuff.
about?
You're being like a
I'm
drag
not a
bigot,
bigot.
a
I
drag
just
bigot.
didn't know that there were non-gay cross-dressing men. I thought like they were naturally gay. I mean,
Naturally,
yeah, well, whatever. Like if you meet them, they're gay. They're gonna be gay. I don't know. I didn't think I could pick up a cross-dressing man and be like, "Wow, you look really good like that. Can I take you out to eat?" Like, you
Right.
know,
I had a
yeah.
roommate.
I mean, so the first cross dresser I ever knew was this guy that went by the name of Toad. And the reason, and he was completely heterosexual, but the reason that he cross dressed is because he lived in a Midwestern town and he knew that it made people uncomfortable. And he wanted to make people uncomfortable. And so he would cross dress because he was comfortable enough to go ahead and do it. And he knew that it got under the skin of the right people that he wanted to bother. And so it just tickles his fancy to cross dress.
Did he
Tickled his
tuck it,
fancy. I like
or was
that.
he hanging all loose? Because
I don't know. I never asked and I never really
if
investigated that
if you
closely.
don't tuck it, then it's awkward. Then it's like, whoa, like
I mean, I would imagine he probably did. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. I was supposed to take my friend for her bachelorette party to a drag show in the city, and she kicked me out of her wedding party, so I never got to experience a drag show. It was a big thing.
I'll
Why
tell
did
you
you get?
what, I've
Why'd
been
I
to
get
some
kicked out?
amazing drag shows. I've been to some amazing, amazing drag shows,
Do
and
you?
they're very empowering for people. They really are.
That's a strange word, but
Yeah.
Okay, so this is why I'll say empowered because the reason if you're having a hard time finding acceptance or whatever for who you are, you know what I mean?
yeah,
A drag show, man, those are people that are putting it all out there, going all out. There's nobody half-assing it at a drag show. You know what I mean? Like they put it all out there and they own that shit. And it, to me, I think that it like if you want to help someone like see what acceptance looks like, take them to a drag show.
See, I'm for tolerance, but I'm not for acceptance. I don't have to accept that it's normal. Like I think it's weird. And if I went there, I'd go for my friend, but I'd be like, like But
I
I
think that's
mean,
an
yeah,
important
I
thing
don't
because
accept it. I don't think it's normal or cool or anything like that. And I'm certainly not gonna like. I see the children at the drag shows, and I think it's absolutely um, bad parenting that you would bring your child. And actually, a cross-dressing guy who I assume is gay came out and said, "Don't bring your children because it's like a strip show." And they're twerking and they're showing their butts and doing all these sexual dances, and you
Right.
wouldn't bring your child to a regular strip club. Why would you bring them to a cross-dressing club? And if you're trying to teach your children that it's okay to, you know I don't think it's a subject for children anyway, but I see more and more children at drag shows, and it's not right. It's not right.
well, you're entitled to feel that way, and I think that it's an important point to say that you're entitled to feel that way
Yeah, I'm
because
not. Yeah,
I think we live in a time where if you are of that opinion, people will say you're a bad person, and it's just
I was
your
in the
take
gay
on
straight
things.
alliance in high school because I wouldn't stand for gays getting killed. you know, like when I was in high school, gay people were getting killed and like, you know, hung on the fences and stuff, like being displayed. So
Right.
you know, I stand up for that we shouldn't be violent towards one another. But, you
Right.
know, and I was in theater, so everyone was gay. I was the only straight person there, you know,
Hmm.
both ways, lesbian, gay. So, and I had lots of gay friends, but
Right.
did
So
I
there's a
think it
big
was
difference
like
between
right?
tolerance and
No.
wanting people to have
Yeah.
equal rights than this to try to
Right.
force acceptance on people who
Yeah.
don't. I want to live my life without that being part of my life. I think you have that
Right.
right, and I
Right.
think
Right.
that's part of where people who are just like put off by the so-called woke culture in America, they want to repel against that and want to force you to be accepting of it. I think you have a right if gay people have or cross dressers have a right to live their life, you have a right
Right.
to not want to be part
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
Peace and love.
Yeah.
Peace and
Right.
love.
Exactly.
That's
And I
all.
mean that's the thing that I like for um I agree that a lot of the drag that I've seen, a lot of the drag shows that I've seen are very provocative,
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily a place for children.
Mm-mm.
But so I've been to drag shows that were in a convention center where children were present, and I've also been to drag shows that were like at a club where children weren't at.
Right.
And I mean, um, I definitely agree that there's a provocativeness to it that age appropriateness can be an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
even not even just drag shows, but like even with the music videos and stuff, drag shows are
Right.
yeah, not for children. And like even like the like straight women dancing like that, I don't let my children. I try not to let them see it. I mean,
Right.
they're
Like I
kids.
don't understand parents that
Yeah,
allow their kids, like I've seen parents that like allow their 8-year-old girl to like drop it like it's hot and
I
yada yada
know.
yada. I'm like, don't let your kids do that.
I know. I
Like
tell them.
that's terrible.
I mean, when they're
My
teenagers,
my
and
parents let me chase the bug man, so who am I to
yeah.
judge?
No, I'm just
Okay,
saying. I'm just saying. You know,
this
it's so
to
open now.
me, to
Yeah.
me, it's a matter of protecting your child
Yeah.
Right, but my
because
parents let me chase the
there's a lot
bug
of
man, which was far more dangerous than letting them to grab their junk. I'm just saying,
Tell me about that. How does that make you feel that you chase the bug man?
stupid.
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
But
Stupid.
I think this is a serious, like I know that we're but like to be a little bit serious though, like it's a major issue
Yeah, it
because
is.
I'm
It
going to
is.
tell you as somebody who's done 10 years in prison, and I was a deacon in the church when I was in there, and I did one-on-one counseling with guys,
Wow.
and I can't really say specifics, but I'm going to tell you I heard some terrible things, terrible things. And I would never in a million years advise anybody to do something that allows their child to sexualize themselves
Yeah,
in the eyes of an adult.
All right,
definitely.
Because
I
that
Definitely.
agree with that. I saw something on Facebook the other day of a young girl, a really young girl, probably under 5, with like heavy makeup on and like looking like a fashion model, like
right.
extreme makeup on. I thought that that's inappropriate. That's not the right thing to do to your child.
Yeah.
But
I mean, a
It's
lot of these young pageantries and stuff like
yeah,
that are ridiculous with it.
yeah, yeah. I
You
mean,
know?
now,
kids are
when you
kids.
were when you were a small child, William, I'm thinking just because of age-wise, I'm just trying to put numbers together here. When you were a small child, one of the biggest stars in the world, and everywhere you looked, was Boy George. Did that make you want to dress up?
Uh, okay. For me in particular, no, because so I grew up in a small Catholic town, and like Boy George definitely was not an
Oh my gosh.
acceptable role model in my community. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and if it did make you feel that way, you suppressed that as best you could, because if anybody found out that kind of shit about you, it was going to be terrible.
Yeah. Wow. But and I grew up in an era. Milton Berle. This is kind of. I don't know if it's relevant or not. Milton Berle used to dress up like that all the time in the 50s and 60s on television, and then there were lots of that making fun of doing. It wasn't provocative sexually. It was just silliness of guys dressing up in. It was a common gag, like comedians would dress up in. Flip Wilson did Geraldine, a running character on his show. But
Why am I
then
getting
in
Carl
19,
Carl vibes? He looks
huh?
a little like Carl. I just looked up Boy George.
Oh
Just a
yeah,
little bit
you
like
know
Carl.
he does.
I
Um,
don't know why I'm getting that. Sorry, Carl.
and
Wow.
he's taller. He's like 6'3". Um,
I mean
um,
Matt. I mean other
I
Matt.
think in 1988, 89, RuPaul and Milton Berle were on the MTV Awards together, and RuPaul was bullying old man Milton Berle and like really humiliating him. And so
I feel
the
like
drag,
RuPaul is from like the prehistoric era and just has been around for
right,
like eons.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's like, I mean, do we even know how old this man is? A
I
woman?
think he's probably
Whatever.
my age. Probably my age.
You think so?
Yeah, and
I
that's
think
old.
he's
That you're
like
right. That is
immortal.
prehistoric.
I I mean, he's been around forever and he doesn't seem to age. And
No,
But
yeah,
there was that
not at
whole
all.
moment in time there where it was like real drag queens were violently or in some way violently uh, protesting the previous generation's mocking of drag queenism. Boy George wasn't affected by that, but Milton Berle's generation definitely was, and so they because I don't think Boy George. I think Boy George in some way
Matt, do you know who Boy George
was
is?
mocking it.
Yeah, do you know who Boy George is? Oh, you know him? Okay, he knows
You
Boy
don't?
George.
You didn't know Boy George? Culture
I
Club?
don't know.
Do You
No.
Really Want to Hurt Me was his
Yeah.
first hit.
Oh, I know that song. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
The
Oh,
Karma
okay.
Chameleon. Karma Chameleon.
Oh,
Karma,
that's his
Karma,
song
Karma.
too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Now
know the
name another
songs.
one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything else besides that.
That there isn't one.
Okay. Oh, I like that
It's
song.
those two, and that's about it.
I think there was
Oh.
one more.
Is there?
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna look this up. Culture Club
See that?
hits.
Like, if I could make one good song, and like for generations, just have people enjoy that one song. That's all I would need. I would be a
Yeah,
one-hit
I'll
wonder.
be a one-hit wonder. I don't care. Yeah,
gladly.
totally. I'm with you on that.
I'll be like 90 years old in the bandshell in Jones Beach. They come out with my walker and just sing my
Yeah.
one song.
Yeah.
Come back.
There was
go back
another
off.
one. I'll tumble
Adjust the
I'll
mic
tumble
stand
for you
50
was the
different
third
times
hit.
before you start.
Is this good? No. Oh.
Him and
from
Powerpuff
Girls was the early 2000s drag
Yeah,
icon.
no, Boy George was way before 2000s. He was He was the 80s, and
Yeah,
he was
he was
gone
the
by
80s,
1990. But "I'll Tumble for
Oh.
You" was his third hit, so he had the three hits. Do
I'll
You Really Want to
Tumble
Hurt
for
Me,
You?
Karma? I'll Tumble for You. Yeah, that was a
I
hit.
don't know that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
early
I'll tell you another. I don't know how we've avoided this for so long of talking about people in drag that are not gay or whatever.
Who?
Dennis Rodman. Dennis
yeah.
Rodman dressed in drag.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely
Really?
did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's part of what made me love that dude. That dude. I read Bad as I Want to Be when I was in high school, and maybe that's part of what's wrong with my personality. I don't know.
There's so
Because of
much
Dennis.
Listen, I don't. I think a team of psychiatrists would be very busy trying to get to the bottom of what's really
I know,
wrong
but
with
I
you.
want to meet him so bad. I can't even tell you how bad I want to meet him.
But he's not gay. He just dresses like this.
Well,
He
No,
just
he-
dresses like this, like that.
He,
So here's my thing. If I
yeah,
like,
but there's another one with him in a wedding, and he wore a wedding dress.
He did.
I
he's
think that
kissing.
was
He's
when he was
kissing a
with the
guy right
Pistons.
there.
Not really kissing him. He
I
looked
think you
like
have to be slightly gay.
slightly. I don't think they were.
I
don't know. I don't know. It's not my area of expertise.
It's not mine either. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you're like, oh my gosh. Never mind. Forget it. But
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh,
that
what?
outfit's
Never
not
mind.
bad. There was a man at Venetian. He was so sharply dressed. He had a pink blazer on. Did you see him? He was so. Oh my gosh, I loved his outfit. He had a pink blazer and white pants, and he was just like getting down. It was so cool looking.
Older
I was
guy
in,
or young guy?
yeah, he was. But he had
He
like
was
a
what?
bright pink.
You're older.
He was older,
Okay.
and a bright pink blazer, and I was like, "Do you?" That's so cool. It's so
I
bold.
used to wear pink a lot.
But I think he was straight, like bright pink though, like
I wore
bright
bright pink a lot. There's a picture of
Really,
me.
not salmon, because salmon doesn't count as pink. Yeah, like bright pink, like hot pink.
I'm gonna go look for that picture. Not
Like
I
hot
had one
pink is
muscle,
my son's favorite color.
a
Really?
muscle shirt that I used
Yeah.
to wear that was pink.
It's pink used to be the color for boys, and blue was for girls, and they changed it.
What? What? Yeah, give me a break. Stop lying. You're lying.
I don't know. I don't know where I heard that from, but I heard it,
You're lying.
so it must be
let's
fact.
let's just say you're lying and leave it at that.
Because pink is a more like intense color, so they thought it would be for better for boys. I don't know where I heard that from. Do you
I
ever
don't
hear
think-
that, Matt?
I don't think it's
Matt
true.
said no.
I think you're
I
lying.
don't know. Sometimes these facts come into my mind. Where were they from?
Well,
Wait a minute. These facts come to my mind.
they're not facts. They're
They have to be
ideas.
Right,
fact.
they're
It
not
has to be
facts
factual.
here.
Where would I learn this
Oh,
from?
no.
But also, this thing about cleaning
Listen.
up your act and getting out of the gutter, that includes not lying. You can't
Oh,
just lie.
Yeah.
Oh,
But if I believe it, if
Yeah.
I believe the lie, is it a lie?
yes, Costanza.
No, the saying is if you lie the same lie long enough, it just becomes the truth.
Yeah, if
Uh,
only that were true.
First thing I want to share here is
Wait, hold on.
since we're on drag queens and stuff, I want to share this picture with you. Here you go. Carrie, look at this.
Let me see. What's that? Oh my god! Wow, you
Oh
guys
my.
look fantastic.
I know. Thank you very much.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
wow.
Look at Mike. Not Mike. The other Mike. Joe
Barone?
Mike. Oh my gosh.
That's the Bangles. I just put our head on the Bangles. That was from the.
Wait, can I just read this excerpt for you? Pink
Yes.
was even considered to be a masculine color. In old catalogs and books, pink was the color for little boys, said Latrice Eisman, a color expert and executive director of the Pantone Color Institute.
Yeah, well, he's trying to sell paint.
Pantone.
Trying to sell paint. No wonder.
Why did pink stop being a boy color? Boys
It
and
never
girls
did.
could dress like
They're
miniature
just
men.
telling you that because they're trying to sell paint.
Pink became the girls' color, blue the boys. This trend in children's clothing took a dip in the mid-'60s and '70s,
I was around
owing
then.
to the
It's a
women's
lie.
liberation movement.
This is like,
I told you I heard it from somewhere.
Yeah, you
See?
heard it from somewhere, and that doesn't mean you were lying. It means that guy was lying to you, and you helped spread the lie. But these people who come up with this shit,
Ugh.
they forget that some of us were alive in the '70s and have
Right.
memories.
Right. Like,
I was
no, it
there.
wasn't.
I was there, and that wasn't the
RuPaul
case.
definitely was there. RuPaul was definitely there. Like he, and he was
Oh my gosh.
mid
I gotta
'60s.
so my boss for my regular job is this 90-year-old lady. She's a wonderful, sweet old lady. But she loses stuff all the time.
Oh,
And the other day she lost her social security card and I found it on the ground and I looked at it and I saw her name and stuff and I called her to tell her that hey, did you lose your social security card? And she was like, well, I had it with me the other day and maybe I did. Did you find one? I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's yours. And she says, are you sure it's mine? I said, yeah, it only had 2 numbers on it.
wow. Wow.
That was mean. That was totally mean.
Oh, she laughed and laughed. She thought it was great.
She laughed and laughed, and then she had
And
a
then
heart
she
attack
forgot
and
why
died.
she was laughing. Oh,
No, and then she forgot why she was. Yeah, no, she
Yeah.
thought it was good.
wow.
Now you say you're this. I wanted to bookmark this as soon as you said my regular job because it seems to me like you have many vocations. No, am I wrong? Because I think at one point you told me you worked at a
Stop.
Pizza Hut, then you're a groundskeeper at the rodeo
Yeah,
grounds.
no, I don't. When I got the groundskeeper job, I don't work at Pizza Hut anymore.
Oh, so we can
Because
free to
when
bash
I got the
Pizza Hut again.
groundskeeper job, this takes up more of my time.
Yeah.
Um, and so
Groundskeeper. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
So now that you're not affiliated with Pizza Hut anymore, are you prepared to say that Pizza Hut is the shittiest pizza on the planet?
Oh, dude. Oh, it is terrible. I tell you what, though, there was this guy that brought some slices to the hall for because the hall is so cool because you can bring food in, you can bring like because it's basically like a club. You know what I mean?
How do they make
And
money? If you're allowed to bring your own food and drink and weed and whatever,
I
how,
mean, there's a little bit that they sell, and then they have vendors that come in. There's
uh,
vendors for this, and I'm sure those vendors are paying to have their tables. You know what I mean?
Mm, yeah.
So,
huh.
but it's really cool. Plus, also an art gallery. There's art all over the walls that's for sale and everything. Like dude, it's a great space. It's a
Yeah,
great space.
there's being more of that. Brooklyn has that kind of thing going on where there's art galleries that also function as comedy rooms or music rooms and that kind of stuff. And
Yeah,
I wanted to bring that up the other day when Robert Wagner was on because he was talking about the difference between playing when you're playing in bars and the kind of music he does and nobody's listening to it. Those kind of rooms are perfect for people who are singers, songwriters, storytellers, that kind of stuff, who like to this here song's about a time when I was,
yeah.
raped by a drag queen, whatever. Um,
That
whatever. I'm sorry
right.
I said that. I'll just check. I'll show myself out. You guys can continue without me. I'm sorry.
Here,
Anyway,
what is going on?
I'm.
What?
What
Huh?
is she doing? I'm not even looking right now because I'm
I was
looking for
having a
pictures of me in
conversation.
pink.
Oh. Uh
Oh, here's
yeah,
me
what
in
was I gonna
pink.
say? Oh, maybe for Halloween I should be Howard Stern. I feel like I see the resemblance.
That would be great.
I wanted to be Bob Ross, and then I wanted to have like a tuft of like orange chest hair poking out, like and then Matt could be my canvas, like how it could be like a couples thing, and then I would paint like happy little
Matt could be
clouds.
your canvas.
Yeah, like I could just put a canvas on him,
That's just weird. I
and I
think
could have a giant paintbrush and just be like, "Let me paint some happy clouds," and I thought it would make people laugh, but maybe it would make people uncomfortable. But
yeah,
maybe.
it's already making
Oh,
me uncomfortable. Can you see this picture? That's me in pink,
that's not hot pink.
not hot pink. Okay.
I
Uh,
don't know. Maybe it is. I
I'll
don't know.
find a hot pink one where because there's other ones of me. Continue with the I
Oh,
this fantasy
oh,
about being Bob Ross
that was
and
just
Matt
my
being a
Halloween
canvas.
idea. I mean, they have like, nuts and bolts and
Terrible
peanut butter
idea.
and jelly, but I'm like, what if I was the Bob Ross to your canvas?
People
You
are
know,
so non-creative with their Halloween
that
costumes.
is creative.
No, you should be a bidet, and Matt should be an ass.
Like,
That's creative.
no, no, I'm trying to
No?
clean up my act. Not clean up my ass.
Clean
I'm
up
trying to
your
clean up my
ass.
act. I beat you to it. I beat you
I know,
to it.
I know.
No, yeah. To be a bidet, I think people would have to know what it is, and I don't think a lot of Americans really know what it looks like. So
I
if I was
mean,
like,
no, a lot of them don't really.
yeah, they wouldn't
Really?
get it. They would think I was like some kind of like soap nozzle.
Not enough people have watched Crocodile Dundee anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That's not a
What?
bidet.
I
This is
I
a bidet.
Like that's how it got explained to an entire generation. You know
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah.
I didn't know that. No, I don't even remember. I don't recall that part. I
Matt
know I
kind of
had a
looks like
friend
Crocodile
who
Dundee
who had
a
to
little
drink
bit.
out of a bidet one time. Or was told it was a water fountain
What?
and drank
That,
drank from a
that
bidet.
doesn't seem sanitary.
No, it
Oh
doesn't seem
man.
sanitary. It was another friend putting him up to it or something. He didn't understand what it was. He said,
Oh my
and
god.
it made him take a drink out of it or something. It's like a fancy water fountain.
When I
I
first
mean,
got my bid,
I understand that like the water in the back of the toilet is clean water. I'm still not drinking it. You
Yeah,
know what
no.
I mean?
Well, if
when
it came down to a total drought and like there was no water to be
yeah,
had, you'd drink it, right?
yeah, I
No, I
guess.
don't think I would. I really don't think I would.
For survival, I think you would.
I think
That
I'd
was
go find something somewhere. I think I'd rather go find something somewhere.
You need your survival straw. I have one.
I hear what you're saying. I do the same thing. I would.
When Matt installed my bidet here, and he never saw one before, so he installed it, and so I didn't witness this. I just saw the aftermath of what happened, but he was like, "How does this work?" And he turned it on, and the water sprayed all over him and all over the back of the wall, and I just walked in and he was wet and the wall was dripping. And I was like, "What the hell's going on in here?" He didn't know that the water just sprays directly. It was pretty funny. I thought it was
I
funny.
guess you had
You
to be
had to
there.
be there. It was funny. What's this button do?
Oh, here's a picture of Richie in drag. I don't know. Maybe I want to show
Ooh,
you
I'd
this.
love to see that.
Okay.
I'd love to see that.
Share screen. Back on Facebook. Right, Chrome tab, Facebook. There he is.
It's loading for me.
You can't see it.
But he still has a mustache.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
only
always
pick 'em.
love that. I love it. I love it when they're in drag with facial hair. That's the best.
He doesn't commit.
He's
He's non-committal.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I know.
If you're a drag queen, if you're like a RuPaul, that wouldn't be funny. She'd be
like
angry.
my dad wears it. My dad wears wigs and stuff to make us laugh, and he'll put fake boobs in and stuff. Is that what Richie's doing? He's just doing it for comedic
I think
effect?
so, but he goes to Miss Fire. He does it at Miss Fire Island where they have the weekend
it's
pageant.
more of a joke. Like my father would do
I don't know. I don't know. I have to ask him. But he goes to the Miss Fire Island. He gets in the pool with all of them, like he's part of the drag celebration of Miss Fire
Don't
Island.
ever get in the pool.
A weekend celebration with them. It looks
you don't know
like
what's
he's. Yeah, I wasn't getting a hot tub with.
No, don't get in the hot tub.
I'm not homophobic. I say that. Maybe I am a little bit, but yeah, maybe. But if there were a hot tub full of gay guys, calling me to get in, I would not. I would be like, nah. I think I got to go home and see my wife.
Would you get in a hot tub full of gay men on Fire Island? Would you feel comfortable enough? That's a no. That's a no for me, dog.
No, definitely not.
He's like,
I mean, I guess that means I am a homophobe, but I definitely.
You're not a homophobe.
I know one gay guy in New York City because I've never been to New York, but I know one gay guy in New York City, and if that dude was there with me, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, he'd be defending you. He'd be swatting them away from you.
Well, and he's also in the military, so you know. What I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't think it makes you a homophobe. I just think it makes you uncomfortable. There's a difference. If you saw if you saw a gay person walking down the street, you're not going to say ah like you would if you saw a beetle.
Right.
No, but I equate it to the same thing a woman would feel if there were a hot tub full of horny guys, and they said, "Hey, you want to get in here with us?" She'd be like, "No."
So I'm not horny guyophobe. I'm just uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah, I don't feel like getting a train ran on me right now.
Yes.
That's exactly the way to express it. I don't feel like having a train run on me right now.
Oh,
maybe later.
Gosh. Oh.
I mean, I do know some ladies that do like trains being ran on them. I know a couple of those also.
Matt knows one in the neighborhood. I couldn't believe that story.
I got exposed to that kind of behavior when I was a teenager. My brother and all his friends had some girl who was my age. She was a classmate of mine in my house and doing all the whole crew, and so that was kind of shocking to me. Huh?
So weird.
Why?
It's so weird.
Why?
All right.
I don't know. I never asked her, but I think it probably was for drugs or lack of self-esteem or
yeah. I mean, lack of self-esteem is probably the biggest part of it. But I mean, I know some older women that some women my age that still are into the. I know some sex workers that live in Las Vegas that they're very into what they do. You know what I mean? And it's just different strokes for different folks, man. It takes all kinds of people to make this world go round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
speaking of the drag queen stuff, we play drag queen parties out in the East End, and Mikey is got some real, and I can't find those pictures. I just saw one, but it wasn't one of the good ones where he's actually kissing the drag queen, and I used that against him for a long time, just to kind of humiliate him online. Here I am in hot pink. Oh, but it's not showing the full. I got to get the whole
I've
thing.
seen that pink shirt before. You've worn it out with the
No,
vest.
no,
Yeah. Yes, you
no,
have. Oh,
no.
you switched
No,
to
that's not what I'm
Hawaiian?
talking about. And I just,
Oh.
oh man, I just
I
ruined
don't think you
everything.
have a hot pink shirt.
I do. I did. I don't
Not
have it
like this.
anymore.
Not like the guy I saw. He was pretty snazzy. I loved his outfit. And he had these little like loafers on, but they were like shiny leather loafers. It was like so cool. Never mind. I don't know where I was going with this. He was sharply dressed man.
Hmm. Ladies go crazy for a sharp dressed man.
Yeah, but not. I'm not like into men in uniform though. I never have been. It doesn't do it for me.
Really? But you were married to a man in uniform.
I knew him before he became a man in uniform. If I see a man in uniform, I'm running. Like I feel like
Really?
I've done something wrong. Yeah. I'm like, why is he coming over here? You know, what did I
So,
do, Ossifer? Stuff
wow.
like
No,
that.
I'm the same way. I'm definitely.
Yeah.
I,
No, it
I,
doesn't.
I
It doesn't do anything for me. It's like,
I think
so you.
Wayne probably.
I spend way too much time watching videos of people making officers look like assholes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and you all look the same. So like, if you're in a row, like you look like a carbon copy of the guy next to you. It doesn't turn me on. I like individuality. You look different from the rest.
Well,
So
go if we may. Boy, I'm dragging you back into together in a big way, but
no,
no, I have
don't
to
do it.
because and it's not. I'm not about being in the gutter, but I had this thought the other night. I don't know
Oh
what made me
gosh.
think of it, but because in my day, I am the old man, Matt. In my day, girls who were in pornography did it for the money or the drugs or whatever, but it was something like they did sort of against their will, like they had to do it. Like it was my only way out of poverty or my only way to get the drugs I need. Today, in today's world, I think a lot of young girls, and I know this from interviewing a couple of porn stars, is that they grow up wanting to be porn stars, which is a whole different thing. Um, and
Oh.
I can't get beyond, speaking of train, because I know that's a big part of, the world of pornography as it is today. It wasn't when before there were videotapes like when my father's generation had Playboy and Hustler and what other there weren't trains run on women, but now women get into pornography willingly and look forward to that kind of thing. So it's a whole different mentality. But I had the thought like,
I'm not shooting a porn video with you.
no, no, no.
Yeah.
I,
I
uh,
don't
it,
think that's where he was going with it.
He's
no,
like, I
and
had a
that would
thought.
be a very short film. Uh,
Ah, well.
but no, where I was going with this
You can
is
put
if
that on an 8mm too.
my thought is with my luck, because coming from the old mentality, old school mentality, for having
Matt
to do
walked away.
porn just to survive, like to get out of poverty or whatever, and being forced into it, and then it got no response at all, like it made no money. That would be the most depressing thing. But that would be my luck.
Wow.
Like,
No
bef-
views,
Right,
one
no,
view.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Nobody wants to buy that. You
right.
know what I
Oh
mean?
man.
And so
Wow.
what do you mean? I sacrificed my dignity to do this thing, and now it didn't make me a
Yeah,
fucking
Imagine
I
getting
lost
penny.
my dignity and there's no paycheck.
imagine getting fired, like, this isn't gonna work out. Imagine getting fired from a porn job. Like that's gotta be the worst. Like, cause everybody
Oh, if
I
I ever I'm known for epic quits of jobs. I've walked out of place like
me
that was
too.
like my thing.
Me too.
Like, and I remember I quit. I had a telemarketing job one time, and I had gotten in trouble for whatever. They were mad about me doing something. It's oh, what? Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's
All
definitely.
right, yeah, that's hot pink.
Yeah,
Okay. Look
yeah,
at
Now,
that's
that
pink
I don't know if
lemonade.
you
smile.
could tell in this picture, but the mustache is totally gray, and
Oh, I can tell. It's the first thing I
that is
noticed.
23 years ago.
No
That
way,
Look
really?
at the guns. So you were a
Yeah.
bodybuilder.
I was a
You,
bodybuilder up until my 55th. On my 55th birthday, I bench pressed 406 pounds. That's only
wow.
Holy
8 years.
cow.
That's 8 years ago, and that's how far I've fallen apart in the last 8 years.
Wow. So do you have a lot of hemorrhoids
That's
then?
amazing, though, bro.
I always thought men who bench press that hard had major hemorrhoids. Sorry, not to be in the gutter.
I can confirm.
The
That's all I'll say
strain,
about it.
the strain, like my ex-husband, it's not to cut you
Power
off.
lifted,
My
power lifted.
ex-husband would power lift, right? And he would send me videos of himself with like, you know, he would have the whatever, the strap around his waist to protect his back, and then and would lift like 400 whatever, you know, a lot of weight, and but only once, and then he would drop it, and I was like, how am I supposed to be impressed with that? Are you okay? Do you have a hemorrhoid now? Do you have a hernia? Did you put like
No, it
what?
definitely leads to hernias. I still have hernias that I have not had repaired, and
Wow.
hemorrhoids. Yes,
Ouch.
it definitely does lead to
Yeah,
hemorrhoids.
so what?
Powerlifting
So
leads to hem
and then all that lifting, and he couldn't even help me with the groceries
Oh
or
no,
like
I
pick
was
up,
always I'm
you
still
know, why do you
I'm still
lift and
very
then you don't
helpful
even
in that
use it?
regard.
No, he would have all these muscles and be obsessed with himself, and then like not put it to good use. And it was like, so it's just for show then, like, you
You
know.
know what was the beginning of the end for me was actually moving into an apartment with a young girl. And when I gave up that house and I moved in with a young girl for 6 months or so, she had a son. Her son was a little weakling, and he was
Oh,
helping me move the furniture up 3 flights of stairs. But he was it was like having nobody on the other end. I was on the bottom end of holding all this stuff and moving couches up 3 flights of stairs, refrigerators up 3 flights of stairs, and I
wow.
gave myself major sciatica doing that because the kid was no help whatsoever.
Wow.
So, and that was the beginning of the end of me. That's the major injury I have now that keeps me from going back to the gym. But
I
I
like the
felt
gym. I
better.
just can't ever get there. I mean, between breaks, I would go. Now we don't have a break, but between breaks on the show, I'd go run really quick, and that was like the extent. I used to love going to the gym.
I
Now
know
it's
the
like
happy minute has turned into a happy hour and a half, hasn't it?
someone told me, I'm not going to say who, that the happy minute has become a happy ending, and I have to clean up my act. Someone that I
I
love
don't I
dearly.
don't think Matt should be there watching.
It's not Matt. It's not Matt.
Oh, your father?
No, my father doesn't care. My father thinks it's funny. Someone
Okay.
I love and respect dearly, and it hurt. So now I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be clean.
Somebody you love and respect dearly. I can't believe there is anybody that fits that description.
Yes. What? I love people. They just don't love me. You know,
Oh.
I'm a lover, but you know, I don't always. It doesn't
Well,
always reciprocate.
have them get in touch with me, and I'll explain to them that you can't.
It's someone you know.
We're crass. What can we say? We're crass.
I don't want to be crass. When I came on the show, I was
No,
preaching love and happiness and kindness, and then I took a turn.
but
Now
here's the thing, and I don't know how to quite express this. Just because that person's sensibilities were a little bit
I trust their judgment. Let's say that.
offended. But there's a whole other segment of the audience who appreciates everything we're doing and likes it, and we get positive feedback all the time. So maybe they should be exposed to the counter opinion that they have, and maybe
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I trust their judgment. I
So
do. I do. I
and
do.
it's somebody I know,
Like a mentor to me. Yeah.
a mentor to you.
He's trying so hard to think. I like your thinking face. It's very I don't know. What's the word for your
Stupid.
thinking face?
It's very stupid. Uh, I can't remember her name.
Someone.
It's the woman who came with your dad to the show. No,
No,
yeah.
that's his girlfriend. I like her. And
What's
you
her
know,
name again?
Her name is Pamela, and they've been on and off. If she told me she was going to listen because she likes to go to the gym, so she's listening. They've been on and off for like 18 years. I've only known my dad for the past 8 years now. I didn't know him for like all my whole childhood. And I've met her a couple times, and they're going steady now. But my father is a typical like Italian from Brooklyn guy, man's man. And when they have problems, he's like, "Get out of here! I'm done with you." And I think that I like the realness. Not everything is happy and proper. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I think that my father, like he's getting older, and he's still set in his ways. Like if something pisses him off, he'll just write you off and not. I think that he should really try hard to work it out with Pam because she's a good one. You can't really find good ones.
And besides that, he's getting too old to really go fishing again.
Yeah, it's
So
either
anyway,
that or
Well, you could
Chihuahua.
just go. You could go with your brother, right?
that's
My
true.
brother.
My brother.